So my journey began. I think I want to tell you at this point is really, really important for us to be self-advocates. Again, there was absolutely nothing wrong with waiting. There was absolutely nothing wrong with an MRI. What I said to her was, well, what would an MRI tell me? An MRI is going to tell me, yes, it's there, which I can feel it. I know it's there. Yes, there may be more, but I really need to know what this is, right? So I get it. There could be more. I'd rather have a biopsy, and if there's something abnormal, then I would get an MRI to see if there's more. So the next thing was to make an appointment with an interventional radiologist to get it done. So I called it and I asked for an appointment. 2 weeks went by and I didn't hear from anyone. So now I'm like, okay, again, let's make sure that life doesn't get super busy and we stop and not take care of ourselves. So I called again and said, listen, nobody's called me back. I really want to make this appointment and get in. So they finally got me an appointment and I went in. I went to see the radiologist. She was great. They laid me down. They did the biopsy. Again, a little bit of discomfort, some bruising, some swelling afterwards, but nothing that's not super tolerable. And I think I want to say that was a Wednesday. And I kind of laughed because I told my surgeon, I said, okay, will you call me with the results? And she said, well, typically I will call you if it's okay, but we do need to make an appointment if it's abnormal to have you come in. And I thought to myself, oh my God, well, if someone from your office calls me, then I know it's cancer. I'm like, no. I'm like, please give me the professional courtesy of calling me either way. I just don't want to wait. And so we kind of laughed and chuckled because honestly, neither one of us thought it would be cancer. So she said, okay, no problem. I'll call you either way. So here I am on Friday. I'm working at Bella, seeing patients. It's late. It's around 5:30. I finish up with my patients. I get in my car and I start to drive home. And actually, I had ordered some food for the family to pick up on our way home, right? It's Friday night. We order out. I'm not cooking tonight. And so off I go. So here I am driving in my car at 5:30 in the evening and I get a call from the surgeon. And of course I thought it was nothing. I'm like, hey girl, how are you? What's going on? So you got my results. Wow, that was really quick. It's only been 2 days. And she says to me, are you driving? And I said, yes. And she goes, can you pull over? And I just remember having this feeling of dread come over me because then at that point I totally knew. So I didn't pull over, which in retrospect I probably should have pulled over, but I just kept driving and I kept driving to go get the food. And she's just talking and she's talking about how she didn't think it would be cancer and she was just as surprised and she was really sorry about giving me this call. And I was listening and I was respectful and polite. And I said, thank you for letting me know. I'm actually leaving town tomorrow and I will give you a call on Monday and we'll kind of figure out the plan from there. And it was weird. I think I almost went into a trance, right? I was just kind of numb and I just remember literally going to go pick up the food and I pick up the food, I pay for it, I drive all the way home as if like nothing happened, right? I just keep going through my day and I get there and I feed the kids and everybody eats and and then I get a moment to myself and it's just like, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with this information, right? What do you do? Like you don't want to say it out loud because saying it out loud to someone makes it real. And so you have this option of keeping it inside and dealing with it, or do you tell the people that's closest to you? And it happens so fast, right? What do you do? And I actually literally I didn't even have a tear in my eye. I just kind of paused. And it's funny now when I talk about it because I actually almost am more emotional now having gone through it than when you first get diagnosed because it truly comes as a shock. And I think it makes you stop. I think it makes you stop feeling for that moment because that's the way that sometimes you have to get through. And so I came home and I told my sister and I told my boyfriend and I told my best friend, and that's about it. I had a pause, and it was hard because I was very stoic telling them, and I was very matter of fact. You know, hey, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. These are probably the steps I'm going to take. I'll let you know how it goes. I just want to let you know so that you can be there. But very they reacted so emotionally. They cried, they were upset, and I just kind of sat there thinking, wow, this really must be a big deal.